Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the new Lost World deck. Lost World, I think when Grady and I did our little preview of the 2018 tournament, we talked a lot about how Lost World got hit really hard with the Porygon Z nerf, and it definitely did. Porygon Z gave this deck a level of versatility in the form of being able to de-evolve and hurl into darkness very easily. It made it so that all their support Pokemon were instantly gone. You could control their mono attackers and just kind of hurl what you needed to, and that was good enough. Honestly, like you could just de-evolve Porygon Z, hurl, and call it good. So if they'd played any sort of evolution, it was really easy to win via Lost World. Now we kind of have to go back to an old style of Gengar, one that kind of controls their bench size as well as placing damage. Now, they're controlling the bench aspect. We used to play it with Palkia G level X, as well as Crawdaunt and all this other cute stuff. So we decided to focus more on just Crawdaunt being able to spray splash something and hurling it. It's going to be the same sort of effect as Porygon Z, only with a more targeted effect instead of a blanket effect, right? Blanket effect being all of their Pokemon versus just one with spray splash. So you still have that capability of having this Crawdaunt EX hurl into darkness combo. The Omastar gets put back in as a Primal Swirl. Yes, it doesn't de-evolve, they're active, but there's, if they play an Uxie or a Lapras down on the field, or they have something that's not evolved, you catch that guy up and Primal Swirl and then hurl, right? So you still have that effect. You just have to get, you have to time it right, and it's a fossil, so it's a little bit harder to get out, not super hard. We also have Crobat lines in here. Now, that's for the Cursed Drop plays. Cursed Drop puts 4 damage counters on anything, and then Surprise Sprite's going to put 30 on something, which is 70, so that's the perfect amount for a Porygon 2, right? And if you have the Gengar in the active when you take a knockout, it goes to Lost World, so you can even take their Porygon 2 out that way. So we have the Crobat line in there for that. Cursed Drop is a play. But if you notice, we also have Porygon Z in here and an extra Porygon line, and that's so that we can play Super Boost Energy in decks. We do have enough Stage 2s, right? We have Gengar, we have Crobat, we have Porygon Z, and actually the Primal Swirl Omastar is considered a Stage 2. Nowadays you consider it a Stage 1 because of the weird Restored mechanic, but Omastar is at Stage 2. So you have 4 Stage 2s in here, so it's not super hard to get 3 Stage 2s out, especially when your strategy does rely on being able to use Primal Swirl to get stuff back into your active. So Super Boost Energy is actually really good. If they have 4 evolutions on their bench, you slap a Super Boost on there, Primal Swirl, and hurl 4 Pokemon away, right? That's pretty good. And then you Cursed Drop the last couple. That's how you win. It's pretty... it's just a different way, right? Porygon Z, yes, was way more consistent and probably a lot better. But now we have to get a little bit more creative with how we do it. So a lot of the same sort of weird stuff that was in the old one is also in this one. The Blaine's quizzes, the Erica, that sort of thing. Stuff that makes them kind of think twice about, Looker's Investigation also, kind of think twice about drawing those cards, because if they draw into a Pokemon, that's an extra thing that you can hurl away. So yeah, Lost World outside of that is the same, outside of the fact that we changed a lot of the Pokemon. A lot of the items are still the same. You're still playing Pokemon Flute, you're still playing Target Whistle. We aren't playing Erica's Perfume or Captivating Pokepuff anymore, because we realized that was very easy to play around. It's not as easy to play around Target Whistle and Pokemon Flute, because if they ever end up with a basic into their discard pile, you'll Target Whistle, Pokemon Flute it, and then Crawdaunt Splash Splash it, right? So their discard's a lot harder to manipulate. It was really easy to get Pokemon out of your hand purely because of Cosmic Power. You could put Pokemon back on the bottom, but if you ever wanted to blast through your deck, like with a Misty's or with an Oak, you could never drop a basic Pokemon in there because it's going to come right back out. So we played both of those, and then outside of that, yeah, it's the same sort of thing. Broken Time, Lost Worlds here. Deck got a little better with Lusamine, I suppose, because you can Lusamine it back out of the discard pile. You even can play I would consider them playing a Battle Compressor if you wanted to do that sort of thing, but I digress. Yeah, you have Laser in here too now, because Surprise Bite, Curse Drop Laser, another way to knock out an 80 HP Pokemon with Claydol. You could consider a Crobat G in here if you wanted to go to knock out their Claydol and that sort of thing with Curse Drop. So actually one thing that I noticed is not in here that should be in here is Dimension Valley, so that you can Curse Drop for 1 energy. So a D Valley should find its way in here somehow. But yep, if you have any other questions, please let us know. If not, have a great rest of your day.